Conversations in Whiskey. We are drinking Hillrock with Tiffany and Charles Gilmore and Brian, producer B.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, let me pour Tiffany some first.
We just got through drinking some terrible, terrible Brothers Bond.
This better be good, you guys, because we're going to have problems if I drink a second whiskey and it's bad.
I think we gave it a decent score.
I think it's decent. I can't remember.
I think that was in a cognac cask, I think, on the bottle.
Did you?
This is?
The other one? I think this one was.
I'll read it. Hold on, give me a second.
I love this bottle, though.
I'll read the cursive that I can't.
So, what is the price range for this lovely bottle?
I think $60.
Oh, not bad.
This was the cursive I couldn't read that I made fun of. That's all I remember.
And the bottle, I said that it's like you can
beat somebody like a shield dark soda. See, it's crowned. It says. Can you even read that? Created, owned,
crowned by a fine 1806 Georgian house,
built by a Revolutionary War captain. It's like the cursive is hard to read.
Right, and then it's in gold, so it's like.
And grain merchant Hillrock.
Hillrock.
Oh my God. I'm thinking that all the time when I say Hill. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Is one of the world's few distillers which floor malts its own naturally grown grain and handcrafts fine spirits traditionally in small batches on the estate. Led by owner Jeffrey Baker and renowned master distiller David Pickerel, Hillrock's commitment to qualify and the unique local. I can't read. What did I say? Can you
this is Conversation of Whiskey. We don't need to.
Embodies the rich history of the something.
Arsenio Hall.
Yes, I'm done with that. But anyway,
Arsenio Hall.
So I'm gonna dive in though.
So let's go ahead and are we gonna do our twirl thing?
No,
Who twirls the best? Who twirls the best? Who twirls the best?
I suck at twirling.
Charles does. Charles does.
I gotta really concentrate. Like you don't even know when to try to twirl.
Oh, I like the way it smells. You guys had this. Let me do the whole.
Go for it.
Let me do the whole shebang because I haven't had it. It smells great.
ASMR.
It gives no description of it.
It smells great. So, I smell woodsy. Very woodsy.
Yeah, smell out of this. I want you to see the difference. And then smell it out of the other one.
Out of this one?
No, he got a regular
No, I'm saying his.
glass. Yeah, I'm trying to see if you tell the difference.
Ooh. Okay. Well, this one I do.
Let me smell out of your glass and let me see if I can smell a difference.
It smells like a burst of flavor smells.
Yeah.
You smell it more from this glass versus this one, definitely.
For that little one?
Yes. I'm tripping out.
I think it depends on the bourbon too.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because sometimes I've had some in the other, like a thick.
The Northern?
Yeah. And then it smelled better coming from this.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I pulled my glasses out. Thanks to this wonderful man. I pulled my glasses out because we were drinking. And my daughter goes, where'd you get those from? I said, mind your business. And then she's like, oh, I like those. I was like, yeah. Pour you a little something. And I poured, what is the one, something turkey? What?
Wild turkey, rare breed?
I poured wild turkey in there and let her try it.
Yeah, wild turkey?
Remember when I went and got some different whiskeys when we were in basic?
Oh, and I didn't.
And you didn't get.
Okay.
You said try that one, and that's the one I put in there and tried it. So I used my glasses. Yay. Okay, so let me try.
Waiting for you so I can dive
Wow.
You take a sip already, Brian? Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. Cheers to all
Wow.
you guys who don't cheers.
Oh no.
See?
Oh my God.
I rushed.
I like this one. It is so smooth. The way it smells, it doesn't seem like it's going to go down your throat that way. It goes down smooth, but it smells like it's going to go down like, rough. If that makes any sense. Come on.
You gotta be
come on.
quiet. I'm just being quiet.
Let her
So
know today
when I say rough, meaning like some of them I'm like, ooh, this one just went down so smooth.
So I'm just being quiet. Okay.
You guys,
I'm
it's
holding
his
it
birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Charles. Thank
It's
you.
your birthday. It's your birthday.
Go. All I want for my birthday is a big, nice bottle of
Whiskey. Okay.
See?
a
You
birthday.
thought I was my
Oh,
birthday.
see, you almost had me. Never mind.
Okay, I got it.
Back.
All I want for my birthday, we know this. Everybody knows the song.
Okay, so I got a question. Because we were talking about, okay, I'm going to go, spoilers. If you don't want to hear something that may be controversial, stop now. Because we're about to get controversial with this, with the bottle in the conversation. So we were talking about a music legend who is vilified now, R. Kelly. And R. Kelly has been alleged of messing with underage women. So my question is, what is too young for a man that's over 18 to be like, let's say a man is 50. This is as from a woman's perspective. Do you think there's something wrong with a man that's 50 messing with an 18-year-old? Me, I don't think anything is wrong with it as long as it's legal. A lot of women, in my opinion, seem to think, why would he do that? He's old enough to be a daddy. So I just want to ask the question. I'm telling them, I put my thing out there. It's to each their own. Once you're an adult legally, and truthfully, I think that being an adult should be 21. Then, but since they have it at 18, like, cause it's weird. How can you be able to join the military and get charged like an adult, but you don't have all adult rights at 18 because you can't drink, you can't gamble. Right. So truthfully, I think, from my own personal belief, at 21 would be the age of adult. And really, if I was 50, I would want to be somebody 25 and older because at least they're more. I think they've lived more, and I can't. It's no total rule to it, but that's just my criteria. But I'm not going to judge any person, be it man or woman, who is 50, 60, 70, dating a 19-year-old. That's their choice. Some people may think it's gross, but I don't.
I think most people feel when older men is with a younger woman, they feel that he's taking advantage of her. That's the main thing that I hear with that.
But I want to say into that, women do it.
Yeah.
There's women that are older that deal with younger all the time. Mm-hmm. I agree with everything you just said. If 21 is legally an adult, it should be 21 across the board, that you can't buy alcohol, you can't buy cigarettes, all of that. You can't say you're 18, but you can't drink. You got to wait till 21. Well, make it be that 21 is the legal age for everything and leave it there. So if you're saying at 18 you're an adult, because we all heard it when we were younger, when you 18, you know how our parents are. When you 18, you move out there, you go to the military, you go to college, you gonna do something, because you grown now, you out of high school. Well, I would have to say at 18, yeah, you're an adult. So if you're an adult, you do adult things. And so I don't feel anyone should be punished or treated some kind of way because y'all both know what you guys are doing. It is true that some men may take advantage of a younger person, but women do it too. Yeah. So it's not a one-sided thing. It's, I think, the individuals in that situation. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody can say, I'm taking advantage of a 21-year-old. Well, he's 21. He know what he's doing.
And some dudes at 21, you know that you want to be taken advantage of in certain things.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of dudes want to be. See, I can't speak for women, but I speak for dudes. Dudes want to be, as long as it's a woman, if you look good. When a dude about 12, you be like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's where I was going to go.
That's the problem, though.
Yes.
Some dudes going to tell you, no, that's, I mean, I'm not saying to do that. I'm not, because we already have these laws. We want to get this society functions in a certain way.
Right.
But in the man's brain, he like, man, your mama fine.
Yeah.
That's what he thinking.
And in all those movies, see, I'm in the 80s, see those raunchy comedies,
Right.
Private Lessons. It was always about the young dude pulling the teacher and stuff. That's a lot of men's fantasies. Even I had some teachers where I was like, whoa, touch me, a certain way.
Rub my back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was like, hey,
And
can I
then
go to the
you're like-
restroom?
I'm all smiling already.
Look, you're like, take your pencil and you.
Look at me.
And I do it on purpose. I don't know some words. I need help. I know the answer like a word.
I know you did that. I know
did
you
it on
did.
purpose.
I know he did.
Well,
I could just picture him in
I
school.
totally get it.
Teacher, I need help over here.
That's the problem with America. It's not the same. Some states it's 15. Some states it's 17. Some states, I think the youngest is 14.
But nature though, because some people, think about nature. Nature don't care.
Yeah.
You want to make babies? Okay, when do you get your period?
That's as soon as you can have a baby.
Yes.
And so nature's like, hey, it's time to go.
Yeah.
That's just the world is saying you need to wait till you're 18 or 21.
Right.
See, I try my best. Like, that's where I get into arguments with people. Ethics, morals is all different communities do different things. Like in different countries, they give away their children. You know what I mean? I can't afford my daughter. She's 12. Okay, I'm gonna take her, but I'm gonna wait till she's 17. But she's gonna be my wife at 12. At 12, he's training this chick to wait to get her at 17. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in here, that'd be like today would be immoral. But back in the past, they were doing stuff like that, and most people don't even want to have those type of conversations. People will argue it, but that's what I say. Society, civilization, ethics, morals, all that stuff is flexible to fit the environment, whatever it may be. Back in the day, women were having 8 kids. Now you're lucky if a woman has 1 child. I'm just
right.
It's changed. It's the environment dictates how people act. Most people don't even realize it. You are slow to evolve to it, but you sooner or later adapt to the environment.
You look at the situation.
Right.
When I say the situation, Tiffany might not know when I mean the situation, so we don't, cause what was going on in the past 2 years. The situation, you can see how quickly now you adapt and people change and people getting into arguments in elevators because somebody not going by the rules. But those same people that attack the person is talking. So then if you're talking, he probably wouldn't have said nothing. Now, you know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Yeah,
right.
It's crazy. People don't even...
I just think people need to mind their business.
But people mind other people's business.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Mind your business. Stay and you don't have nothing to do with the next person.
Yeah. It's crazy. But I think it's just, both of you are parents. I'm not a parent. So what advice would you guys give to your children when it comes to like family situation? How do you because I don't know how you guys feel about like what kids should do. So do you try to force them to do it? Like I think you both are pretty free people. But do you say, hey, by this time you should be trying to settle down, by this time you should be trying to have children? I'm just asking the question.
Right. For me, not to cut you off, but for me, I tell my kids, whatever you choose to do, that's your life. So be careful in the decisions that you make. I'm not going to tell you what to do according to what I feel because that's what I feel. We're not the same person. So I'm not them type. I've never been that type of parent to say, I think you should do this. I have thoughts on what I wish they would do and what I think they should do because I know they're good at it, but they have to live that life. So if I'm forcing my kids to live a life I want them to live, they're probably going to be miserable because they don't think like I think. They're not me. So I tell them just make the right decisions because throughout life, you got to live through everything. You make the decision that throughout life, you got to live through it.
Okay.
So that's what I say. I do tell them though, be respectful. You got to be respectful. I tell them the things that I feel I should tell them as a parent on what I feel. Somebody else might not agree, but hey, they're my kids. It's my opinion, and it's the way I feel. Make sure you be respectful. I don't tell my children to be, I don't teach them to be racist. I don't teach them, I just tell them to be open because there's so many different type of people, nationalities, cultures. You really got to be open to, especially in the fields that they have in their careers. One is law, one is medical. You got to be open because you're going to run into different type of people. And you got to be open. You can't be so closed-minded to certain people because everybody thinks different. That's what I tell my children.
Well, for my daughter, mine was.
Before you go, I want you to continue, but I want both of y'all to go and tell you. Do you treat your daughters? Both of you got daughter and son, right? Mm-hmm. So do you treat them both differently, or all the same?
Basically, the only difference I treat my daughter is if you want to get pregnant by a certain we had to talk about a certain time. You should try to get pregnant if you want kids. Mm-hmm. So you can't say if you in a relationship and somebody don't want it, then if you really want it, you need to get out to get with somebody to get what you want, because you don't want to blame not having kids on who you with. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's about it. But and my daughter, you can't you can't beat no dudes up like that. You need to call. Don't talk crap to certain dudes. Just walk away if you can. And when you can't, then you need to use some force, because I gave her some certain things to better use force, or you get on that phone and call me or certain people to help her out. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I want them to be free, live, explore, and live life. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I try not to treat them different, but in some situations it's going to happen that way because one's a girl, one's a boy. Mm-hmm. So in some situations, yeah. When it comes to my support and stuff and what I say, I tell them both the same thing. Like I tell my son, look, do know, and my daughter, you have to know when you're having sex with somebody, it's a possibility of being pregnant. When it's a possibility. So, if you don't want to be a baby mama a couple times, and you don't want to be a baby daddy, you know what you need to do. That's one thing I've said across the board the same. With the career, same. Treat people respectfully. Make sure you pick a career you happy at. It's been different situations where I have to tell her something because she's different than him. So when you say different, yeah, because my daughter is she's more like me than my son. And when I say that, she's a bit more mature for her age. She approaches things a little differently, and she thinks a little bit more and better when makes decisions than my son. So sometimes when it comes to stuff like that, yeah, I do say stuff different. I might treat them a little differently, because I might not have to approach my daughter about something, but I might have to approach him because he won't think about certain stuff and she will. So I won't need to say something to her, but maybe him.
I want to ask a question, because you said it. What makes your mother, you observe your kids, what makes you think that your daughter is more mature than your son, if that's what you think? That's what you said.
When it comes to making certain decisions. And then he's mature in certain ways too. So, when it comes to making certain decisions, she'll think it through. And he will not, he'll just, and then think about it later. So things like that, not like an overall, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, so when it comes to my daughter thinking about buying a car, she thought about every little thing you can think about buying a car. My son just went and bought one a couple times and was like, I don't want this car no more. Okay, son, so did you think about this, and that? No, I didn't even think of that until we got her. She thought it all the way through. She took longer to do it, but she thought it all the way through and she bought it. And I think in some situations, you do need to think when you're purchasing cars and doing things like that. You need to think it out. And so when I say more mature, she is more mature on decisions like that than him, because he won't think about it. And it's not to say he's less mature, it's just that he won't. So maybe I said it wrong. He won't think about some things. He'll just go do it.
No, I'm going through analysis in my mind. I'm just trying to understand.
Right. So that's what I mean by that.
You could be raised by the same parents, grew up in the same household, and be completely different. I understand that.
Yes.
So my question, I'm always wondering if you don't have to get into this, but I'm always wondering why there's a divergence, and it happens. It happens in our household, so that's nothing. I just wonder.
It happens in mine.
Is it really like she can make her assessment on her kids? I don't know the kids. I can't say nothing about it. I'm just always curious to how parents see that. So I'm gonna go somewhere else with this because it's interesting to me. You grew up with your mother and father married. I grew up with my mother and father married. I'm pretty sure you grew up with parents were together.
Of course, they got a divorce when I was 14. Okay. But
you've been married. So do you? Both of you, as parents, do you even discuss marriage and stuff like with your kids? Because I wonder, do we even, I haven't been married. You haven't been married. And I had a discussion with my mother, and I said, even though went to church, all that stuff. It was never like taught to me. This is what I needed to do, and that's
okay. For me, I went to church. I was in church even as a young kid, not even understanding a lot of things, and it just didn't seem fun to me.
Well, I discuss it with my kids, but I don't discuss it in force.
Yeah.
Like, you better get married. You better get married.
Do you think your kids are even like open to it? Like for me, I kind of understand how you feel. It doesn't. I understand it for family. If I wanted to have children, but it just doesn't seem fun. Like it. Every woman is not like Tiffany. Every woman is not fun. I'm not dissing women in general. I'm just saying.
Right.
That's the part. I may like you, think you're beautiful, but then when it becomes too much work instead of just fun, it's like, do I really want to marry you? Is it going to be easy? If it becomes and I'm wondering today, because it's less and less marriages, are parents, because you guys are parents, do they even have those discussions with kids anymore, or are your kids like I know some kids say I don't even want to do it.
My kids don't.
My kids said they're open to it, but if they don't do it, it's not. Some people are like, I have to get married, I have to have children at this age. My kids are not like that. Like they're open to it, but they're not pressed for it. They're like, if it comes to a point where they feel like they should do it, they are. And so be it. But if it doesn't happen, they're not really tripping about it. I always tell my kids, though, there's pros and cons with either or. There's pros and cons with marriage or not marriage. You make the decision, whatever fits you. That's what I tell them. Yeah, I was raised in church. Church or not church, though, I was just raised how it could be with marriage and how it could be without marriage. And wherever you fit in, that's what you do. That's how I was raised. So it wasn't a press that you better get married, you should get married, or I should just say it wasn't like you have to get married. But it was more like, my upbringing was more like, if you're married, these are the things in marriage.
Yeah.
If you don't, this is the pro and con. If you do, this is the pro and con. I decided upon what I wanted to do. Not what my mom told me, not what my dad said, not what all the people in the family that are still married, that are not married. I have family members that have been married for years, and they say it's a great. Some of them say it's not a great. Some that's divorced say it's a great and say it's not a great. So I just did what I felt like I wanted to do for me, not according to no type of influence from anyone.
If you're divorced, it wasn't that great.
Well, I'm just saying there's some people that end up getting a divorce say marriage was great, but this. But I'm not against it. That type of stuff. When I say that,
that makes no sense.
But I'm saying you can.
It does make sense because some. What I'm saying
what makes
is
it great if I'm leaving you. It wasn't great. We leave.
Well, that's the thing. Some people get married. It goes back to all the wrong reasons. Doesn't mean the marriage wasn't great. That's what I mean by that. You could be married and have a great marriage, but you decide you don't want to be married no more. Doesn't mean that the marriage was bad. You just don't want to be married no more. Some people just don't want to be married. And it has nothing to do with the next person. I hear that from a lot of people, and I know people that have been through that. Doesn't mean the marriage was bad.
The reason why I say...
Let me say it before you go. I hear what you're saying. It's just logically, if it was great, that's like me. Like, if I enjoy something, why would I not want to be there?
Well, let me.
I understand this.
Let me piggyback on that.
Type situation. Other than that, I don't get it.
But let me piggyback on it. Some people work for great companies. I have. I just don't want to work for nobody. I want to work for myself.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Like that.
I totally get it. It's like that. Okay, I date a girl, and she when we only date her, and it's great, but I don't just want you, so I leave you alone. That makes sense.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But something that's great, I want to go back to it a lot.
You wouldn't, or you would?
I would.
Me too.
So that's why I think that if you just became like, okay, we just have, instead of saying we married, we just gonna.
If you like it that way,
you call it something else.
Yes.
Right. It's a relationship.
It's the control thing that messes people. Like, most people don't want to be controlled. That's my biggest issue. I don't like people trying to control me.
That's
you try to control me or check me. Like, if I ain't hitting you, I ain't stealing from you, I ain't taking nothing out your pocket, I ain't worried about nothing you doing.
Right.
I ain't worried about nothing I'm doing as long as I'm doing what you need me to do for you.
Right.
I'm not worried about what you're doing when I don't see you. I'm not
absolutely
following you. I'm not checking your phone. I'm not trying to peep up on you.
Right.
That's not going to work. And most people try to control it. Where you been? Right now.
Absolutely.
Now, I understand that Tiffany, my wife, she take a trip. She says she can be back home at 12, and she don't come back by 2. I'm calling just, hey, baby, you okay? I'm just checking on you.
But that's it.
I'm fine. That's okay. I ain't got no questions. I'm not going to be, where you? That's what scares me with a lot of people is control.
And that happens 90% of the time in a lot of relationships, married and non-married, and that's an issue. On top of that, like we talked about our last conversation, people are getting married for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
You can be in a relationship with somebody and have a great bond, and you say you sticking with that person for money. You can still do that and not be married.
Yeah.
Because he's still gonna hold you down, or she's still gonna hold you down. Y'all in a relationship.
You do all the stuff.
So you don't have to marry because you locking that money in. Because if y'all have an agreement, stuff can still legally be done without you having the legal paperwork. It still can. But marriage is just for somebody's individual. That's what they want to do. You know, and it shouldn't be for all the wrong reasons.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Now I want to get married.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, right. Can I come to the wedding?
Yeah.
Can I be the bridesmaid?
I'll tell you how he would get married, and I'm gonna tell you. Just a woman just said, "I'm gonna be there for you." If a woman just said, "I'm gonna be there for you," and I'm not gonna try to control you. You know, I just want you to be happy. He would get married.
Look, if it was me.
You gotta let him be free. If you let him be free without trying to hold him, control him, I think he would do it. And that's the secret for most women. If watch Coming to America, just do that right there. Not that.
Right.
Just, just that part, and know whatever you like. What? That part right there.
Great example.
That part right there. That's just me. You might not like it. Because I ain't trying to control no woman. I'm not trying to.
Look, that's a job. I don't want to be in a relationship where it's a job. A relationship shouldn't be a job, and some people make their relationships be a job. Look, I already work. I didn't ask for that job. I don't want that job.
Yep.
I'm doing the job I want to do.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, because the house should be where you want to be like, yeah, I'm at work, but I can't wait to get home to this great woman or this great situation.
Yep. And I'll tell you like, man.
And it's like that you leaving your job to come home to another
job.
Yep.
Let me go back to work. I'm gonna do some overtime.
That's sad, bro. A lot of people think like that. That's sad.
Seriously, I'm going back to work, man. I was having more fun at my job.
That's sad. I don't ever want that, man. I just want to have fun. I just want it to be fun. I just want to have a good conversation. We ain't got to agree. We can even have debates. But I'm never going to get that heated. I can, but it's not that serious. It's going to be over with.
But, that's what makes the world go round and relationships work. You agree to disagree and all that good stuff. That's interesting. That's conversations. Y'all not supposed to agree to every single thing anyway.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I totally agree.
It's supposed to be stuff that you be like, nah, and then I'll be like, but, it just makes things interesting anyway.
Yeah, but see, I even like when, for me, like certain movies, right? I could say, like, Martyrs is a movie I love, but I can see why people hate it. But, I have friends that can watch it and be like, I hated it. But I love it. I think Charles was the one that hated it, but loved it at the same time.
Like, I like what this story was telling.
Yeah, you hate what happened, but as far as the story go, right? You like the story. Some people can't break down why they like something, why they hate something. It could be even certain parts that I like. Well, I like 30 minutes of the movie, and then the rest I hate it. I like people that can explain why they do things and stuff. And
right.
That's me with everything though, and I think I can frustrate people because I'll like a dog try to get you to explain why you did something. Why don't you just let it go? Because I gotta know. This is me.
Yeah,
that's
just
me.
you. Just you.
But if you don't like it, I'll just stay over here. You can stay over there, and we be good. That's my flaw. I know it.
You see something interesting?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Life is great.
Yeah, life is great, man.
Love is great.
I'm alive.
You saw another year.
Yeah, that's every day though. I think every day
Man.
was the year before that.
That's what I wish could happen. Mm-hmm. I think they said something like that. I mean, I think I remember something like this a long time ago as a kid in the Bible, where every day should be awesome. Every day should be like love. Every day should be, I'm saying, I got this I make some steak or something. Like, hey, you should try it.
I agree.
Every day I'm thinking like that. Every day I'm trying to reward myself on something I want or I like, and I'm trying to, how can I do it without hurting myself? So I want to eat a donut. I try to just rationalize it. If I do that, I got to do this. But I want to always have that, this tastes so good.
That's where I'm at.
That feels so good. That was a good hug. That's all I want. I know how to have fun doing little stuff. I mean, some people got to do a lot. They can't, like, I can be just sitting here all day, I could be happy, where somebody else would. I'm not knocking them, but we all got to figure out what's important to us.
Right.
Know?
Well, yeah, I can
do the rides and do nothing else. And be
happy. Man, just happy, like collecting, and the combat system is off the hook, and the sounds of something I can just, or looking at something. Like I said, there's something I had even art. Sometimes I could put like an art on the wall, and it could just be like a shape or something. I could just look at it all day and be like, man, that is so beautiful to me.
That's me. I like to do that at home. I'll get some stuff and create something. Or I'll be like, I'll be at home. I'll be like, you know what? I should try to cook this.
That's cool. My favorite thing is interesting conversations about like why people do what they do. I like to listen to people's thoughts. I love to listen to other people speak. Even if I disagree, I just love to hear their thoughts on things. You think the world is bad? Tell me why. You think the world is great? Tell me why. You think that this is the best movie on earth? Let me know why. My problem when I do listen to people is that too many people drag it out instead of getting to the point. I want to get to the point, then you can elaborate later. Most people will elaborate, and that I see that a lot on YouTube. You gotta wait to the very end just to get the information you want to know.
And it's like a 4-hour conversation.
I don't care about none of that. I just want to know about the gist of it. If I can't get the gist in the first 10 minutes, then I'm like, it's hard for me. Time is the most precious thing. You can't get it back, man. Can't get it back.
Yeah, because one day, like I said, I was gonna look at y'all. I'll be like, man, one day I ain't gonna. Maybe it be me, maybe one of y'all.
Yeah,
I'm not
one
gonna.
day we're not gonna exist. You know, in this reality that we live in at this moment. You know.
Yes.
So, cut to it. I'm a movie head. Cut to a meteor hitting us when we all go at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see that coming. That was
you can always go back and see Christopher Reeve. You know.
Yep, exactly.
You can always go back.
Beautiful. That's what the dude. I see why chicks like that dude.
I miss him.
That dude.
Yeah, but he still exists.
Yeah.
In our mind, we can actually go back and see him.
Yes.
Say, nice outfit, man. Woo. You know what I mean?
See, as a kid, I saw that in a movie theater. That was one of the happiest. I remember loving that movie so much.
You got me. Who got you?
And I can say this, and it's funny because we live in Los Angeles, but it's with earthquakes. That kind of freaked me out with the earthquakes. I don't remember earthquakes until I seen Superman. And I was like, is it like that? And it was like, no, that was just over. You gotta remember the missile hit, and it was just over exaggerated, right? It's not like that. Okay, cool.
Like I say, I've never really been freaked out about anything. Freaked out.
Okay, well,
no, it's cool. It's a good word to use. Don't even take it.
No,
back.
I'm just saying. Well, no, I didn't
some
know.
Get freaked out.
I wasn't like, oh my god, like that robot from. I was just like, that's how it is. Kind of like when I first got on the airplane. And I was with somebody on the airplane for the first time, and we took off, and I was like, "Oh shit, look how high we are!" And then somebody was like, "You freaking?" I'm like, "No, but I was just happy, like it was off the hook that it was."
Yeah.
Like, you went up in the air so quick like that.
Blow me away would be like aliens. Something bust out somebody's chest. I'm like, what the? That would get me. But just like, because I guess as a little kid, I always read everything, so I always kind of anticipated. So it got to be something I never seen before that would really okay, excitement, because I know what you mean, like whoa, like when the iPhone came out, I was anticipating it, but I was still like, that's pretty awesome. It wasn't, like that's pretty awesome technology. I tried to think what really blew me away, like the NVIDIA Shield, when I really see how I see how streaming is, the whole metaverse thing, I'm kind of getting blown away by what's going on. I'm not freaked out, but I'm like, wow, this is like the fact that we don't even have to leave the house to get food anymore. You just boop. Like, it's crazy. Order anything, boop. And when they first talk to everything, turn on the lights, turn off the lights. This is some Star Trek stuff that people not even noticing, man. That's what's most.
I thought about that a while back.
We are really living it, like, and it's so it's so slowly, but it's fast. People ain't even realizing some stuff they're slowing down, but it's.
Yeah, we jumped quickly. To me, I think we jumped really quick.
Exponentially. It's going like from when the cell phone came out to what it is now, that your cell phone is more powerful than the computer that was built in 2010. You can play all the video games, like it's running at almost PS3 levels. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Crazy stuff. It's crazy. Man. Yeah, it was decent. It was decent. What you think about?
I'm just happy, that's all.
Hey man, happiness is great. Now I just wish we had some
love is good.
Donuts or something else sweet.
You can order it.
No, that's cool.
It's your birthday, man. What do you want?
No, I'm just saying at the moment. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
It's your birthday.
I'm ready to.
What I want for my birthday is a nice big donut.
A big booty. Yeah, donut. Anyway, people. We done with the drink.
We're done with the drink.
Catch you with the next conversation.
It was amazing.
If you like it, write in the comments. I love you guys.
The whole.
We love you too.